Well, good morning. Here it is. We've made it to Friday. Today is December the 29th. And anyway, we're on the threshold of a weekend. I hope you had a great Thursday. Hope that you had a fruitful day. Hopefully you were able to accomplish some things and, maybe, get ready for the weekend. And now here it is Friday, and we can work toward that and prepare for the weekend maybe. But anyway, I hope that you're doing well as we wind down this year of 2023. But anyway, this morning, I want to share with you a devotional entitled "Don't Slow Down." 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. It says, "And now the prize awaits me, the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give me on the day of his return. And the prize is not just for me, but for all who eagerly look forward to his appearing." It's not enough to just start well in the race of life. We need to finish well. It isn't enough to just, run fast. We need to run fast and long. And because life, this in which we're living, this is a long distance, run, and the goal is to make it across, the finish line. As the Apostle Paul neared, the end of his race, he wrote to Timothy. This is in 2 Timothy 4:7, the verse before what I read you to begin with. It says, "I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have remained faithful." The Bible's filled with stories of so many, who, had tremendous potential, but they crashed and they burned, in this spiritual race of life. There was King Saul, who had incredible potential, yet he disobeyed God repeatedly. He allowed pride, into his life, which gave way to the paranoia and the jealousy, that ultimately consumed him. He essentially wrote his own epitaph, when he said in 1 Samuel 26, verse 21, "I've been a fool and very, very wrong." Then there was, Samson in the Old Testament, with his incredible ability to, vanquish his enemies. On one occasion, he killed 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey, yet he went down in flames. Because you see, he played around with sin, and sin ultimately played around with him, culminating in his own death. And there was Gideon, he had such humble beginnings, yet God, he mightily used him to conquer his enemies. But as his life came to an end, he lowered his standards, and so he fell into immorality and pride. These people, they started well, but they didn't finish well. They ran fast in the beginning, but they didn't get across the finish line as they should have. Paul, he wanted to be in the company of those who finished the race, men like Caleb and Joshua in the Old Testament who finished well. Hebrews chapter 12, tells us in verses 1 and 2 this: "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith." You see, we're running this race not for applause, not for notoriety, but for the Lord alone. We run this race so that we can hear Jesus say to us on that final day, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Looking to Jesus, keeps us going, because we can get discouraged. This life is hard sometimes. People can let us down, they can disappoint us. And that's why we must keep our eyes on Jesus, the prize before us. In ancient Greek games, a judge would stand at the finish line holding laurel leaves, excuse me, the reward given to the victor in plain sight. As runners came around the last stretch, tired and exhausted, they could see the prize that was awaiting the winner. And no doubt a new burst of energy, probably kicked in. This is a long distance run that we're in called life. So keep running. If you've been slowing down, listen, it's time to, maybe speed up a little bit. It's time to move forward because you're leaving a legacy. Now, I don't know about you, but I want to leave a good legacy, for those that follow me, my family and my kids and my grandkids. But anyway, hope that will encourage you here on this Friday. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. But as always on Friday, if you find yourself close to Hydro on Sunday morning and you don't have a place to worship, come join us at Hydro First Baptist Church. We'd love for you to come join us. But anyway, remember Angie and I, we love you guys and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you soon. God bless you.